Hello and welcome to Goddess Resurrection. My name is Britta and I am your host. And today's episode is episode number 17. And we are speaking about crossroads ahead. So, how are you? I hope you are breathing. I hope you are feeling. We have the full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus coming up tomorrow here in the US, which will be October 28th. And then in Europe, it'll be the next day with the time change. But yes, this is eclipse season and this is some really, really, really potent stuff. So I invite you to come into your breath so we can talk about what this crossroads ahead really looks like and feels like, right? Because we are now with these eclipses really stepping onto the fast track, really entering this age of Aquarius, the golden age. From within we get to really embody our highest path of potential, really step into alignment with our highest destiny, with our highest light, embodiment and alignment. So this is really, really, really powerful stuff. And in order for you to really take it all in order for you to really deeply open yourself to resonate from within your feminine energy, the receiving energy, and your light carrying energy, go ahead and breathe deeply and slowly and enjoy your breath and continue on with what you were doing. Remember, this is all about integrating your breath into the earthly experience and being present to yourself so that you can go deeper and deeper and deeper. And so we don't want to separate the breath from life anymore. We don't want to separate the consciousness from life anymore. We don't want to separate the light beings that we really are from the human illusion any longer. The two are one. You are one. You are playing this human character right now, yes, and you are your infinite, eternal light self. And so both are real right now. However, the human part that you're playing is only temporary. It is only a dream. It is only an illusion. The real you is the light, the infinite light. And so this is what I'm really talking about when I'm talking about crossroads ahead. It means that you're going to come to crossroads. You're going to come to another crossroad and another crossroad and another crossroad and another crossroad, and quite quickly. And you're going to come to them mentally and emotionally and energetically and physically, because you exist on so many levels. And these are all the levels that you want to pay close attention to. So the time ahead is a time of choices, right? Because when we come to a crossroad, we now have a choice. Do I go left or do I go right? Do I go up or do I go down? Do I go forward or do I go backwards, right? And it's this concept that I would love for you to resonate with, that I would love for you to play with. That these choices are going to either take you more into your light alignment, more deeply into your light embodiment, more fully into your light self, grounded into this earthly experience, or they are going to take you away from your light into more of the same old ego, victim, scarcity, better than, less than, competition, jealousy, victim mentality, lack of this, lack of that, limitation here, limitation there. Yes? Same old, or new and unknown. So you will have many opportunities, and you will come to many crossroads up ahead within yourself, within your journey. And so I am here to tell you that now is the time to really pay attention to yourself, to really self-observe, to stay in the breath. And if you forget to breathe, or you've got, all caught up in the head, come back into your breath, come back into your breath, come back into your grounding. That is the continuum of a crossroad on a daily basis, moment to moment, minute by minute, hour by hour. To remember and to remind yourself of your breath, of your connection, because remember, your breath is the first choice that you are here to make and to keep making. The breath, yes, you enter this life, you enter this human body. It starts with the breath, the inhale, and your soul fully settles into this incarnation and gets anchored in. And then the last breath, the last exhale, is when the soul releases from this body, from this incarnation, goes home. And so the breath is everything. And think of your breath as choosing yourself, choosing your connection, choosing your self-awareness, choosing your grounding, choosing your light, choosing to be intentional about yourself, about your choices, about your self-awareness, about seeing the old, knowing the old patterns that are you, and also choosing to step into the unknown, choosing to trust yourself, choosing to choose for your highest values and beliefs. Right? Because that's the time we're in. That's where you're headed. That's where we're all headed. All of us on different levels, right? Because our souls have different timing. And all of us are in different places of ourselves and of our lives. And so this beautiful time of these crossroads ahead. For some of us, at some moments in time, it's more about family. At other times, it's more about career. At other times, it's more about self-worth. At other times, it's more about money energy. At other times, it's more about relationship and love energy. At other times, it's more about how are we speaking up for ourselves? How are we learning to speak our truth? How are we learning to listen to others, right? So these areas in which we all are evolving now are going to accelerate. And as we have, evolved through one area of life, we are going to be evolving through another area of life. Purpose, for example. Let's talk about purpose. And we all are here with a different purpose. We all are here with different destined plans and intentions, right? The soul that you are has a very different intention for this incarnation than my soul. And so we have also, besides the mission work, the purpose of the work, the purpose of the mission, we also have other areas, like I've just said, that we are also elevating through. So we learn through relationship, we learn through mistakes with money, we learn through mistakes with self-worth or lack thereof. We learn through where within ourselves still the old energies and still the old patterns and still the old comfort zones and still the old attachments and still the old ego influences are at play. But it is that potential now which is going to accelerate your highest path, your destiny, your purpose, your highest potential path is now going to receive extra support. And so wherever you are at, again, if it means for you to now be in your highest path in terms of taking care of a loved one or a family or a living situation, or it's about money and learning to be smarter and more responsible with money and honoring that energy much more fully. Or maybe it's in regard to your health, wherever you are at right now. And I give you a little clue. Whatever you've been building, whatever you've been focusing on within the last few months, whatever has been building for you, and maybe you've been giving it your attention, or maybe you've just noticed it building within your life, within your awareness. That's most likely the area that's now going to receive the upgrades. That is now the area in which you are going to step up. Learn more, heal deeper, rise to the occasion, and really choose for your highest values, choose for your highest beliefs. And so this is this crossroads ahead time. And this is a very beautiful thing. This is a very beautiful thing. And I want you to be very, very, very with yourself, right? Pay attention. And in order for that to happen, again, as always, the breath and the grounding, the breath and the grounding, the breath and the grounding is your foundation. And so the more that you are in your breath and in your grounding, you will feel centered and you will feel clear and you will be able to see through new perspectives, and you will be able to know through deeper understanding what is right for you, what is to the higher value, what is to the higher perception, what is to the higher belief that you now are standing here at the crossroad and you get to choose. Go left or go right. And so oftentimes you're also going to notice more so because of the purging of the old, right? We're all going through massive, massive purging right now. Massive. It's not a bad thing. If you're not yet consciously purging, if you're not yet fully present to the emotions and the mental patterns and even the physical memory, the cellular memory release that is happening, go back to which episode was it now that I did the purging? It was quite in the beginning because, it's such an important time that we're in, that you really revisit this podcast where I'm talking about the conscious purging, because the conscious purging is just as much, of importance to choosing the right road than to feeling your way into the right road, right? So when purging happens and when old energy comes up and when you do get triggered in one way or another, mentally, emotionally, physically, energetically, that's the old stuff. And this is never a place from which you choose. You need to pause. So even if you're going to stand in front of the crossroad for a little while, that's okay. When in doubt, breathe. When in doubt, ground. Deal with what is coming up. Deal with what you are feeling. Feel into it. Breathe into it. Embrace what it is that you are feeling. Really scrutinize. Really be very discerning on the thought patterns that are popping in. If they feel like they are dense, if they feel they're of ego, if they feel they're of old fear, if they feel like they are of the old energy, then you need to really acknowledge it for yourself, right? You need to then really acknowledge for yourself, oh yeah, is this really what I'm still engaging? Is this really what I'm still choosing? And then you will most likely feel no, right? And same with the physical memory, with the purging that is happening right now. The memory is gonna want to get you to notice the old ways of reaction, the old way of knee-jerk reaction, the old way of cravings, right? Wanting to eat this, drink that, smoke this, take that, right? Call this person, text that person, shop here, do the right? Like all of these old ways are now going to come to the surface more and more and more intensely than ever before. And it'll help you. It'll help you make the right choice, right? It'll help you to make that right choice in each and every moment, which is another small little crossroad where you then get to say, no, I'm going to choose my own self-love and self-worth. And I am here to hold myself now to higher standards. I am not going to respond in this way anymore. I am not going to react and feed this reaction anymore, even though you may be feeling it. To pause and to wait and to process and to breathe and to feel and to clear your mind and to pause for long enough for the trigger reaction to subside. So that from here you can now choose to the direction of the higher value, the higher belief, owning more of your self-love, choosing from a place of self-love, choosing for your light, choosing from a place of self-worth, choosing for your light. Would this be something that my light would choose? Right? Is this supportive of my light? When in doubt, really ask yourself these questions such as, is this what my light would choose? Is this how my light would see this situation? How would my light respond to this moment? Is this serving my light? And so letting yourself also, and I feel that this is very important to really let yourself have fun with that too. Like, don't be too strict. If you feel like having a Snickers bar and you've been good with staying away from sugar, every now and then let yourself have that Snickers bar or that piece of cake, right? Because we don't want to get too tight about and strict about these choices either, right? It has to be a slow and steady wins the race. Slow and steady wins the race. We change and we shift degree by degree by degree. The physical body has to go through the process of shifting slowly and steadily, degree by degree by degree by degree, and it will become easier and easier and easier, right? Because when we get too bossy and tight and uptight and controlling with ourselves in these choices, we almost have an opposite effect, right? We almost create a greater desire, a greater need to do it, and then at some point we explode, right? Or we make a really, really bad choice. So to give a little, right? 2 steps forward, 1 step back. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Give a little, and just the main goal is to keep your eye on the goal. Really focus on aligning with your destiny. Really focus on aligning with your purpose. Really focus on aligning with yourself and to this alignment with your highest potential path. And like I've said before, it's whatever has been building, whatever you've been noticing in your sphere, in your energy, in your life. That is most likely what will get a big push now moving forward. And so work with that and visualize yourself in your highest value, standing in your light alignment, being the light embodiment, and owning your worth. And being the love that you really are, right? And working with yourself from this place of love so that you can be compassionate with yourself, so that you can be patient with yourself, so that you can be supportive with yourself. Because there's nothing worse that you could do right now than, oh, I can't do this, or I'm just not strong enough, or I'm just not there yet, or this kind of stuff just doesn't work for me, or this never happens for me, or maybe it's all in my mind. Maybe I'm making it all up. Maybe this is just wishful thinking and I need to get back to being real, right? So wherever you're at there in terms of your self-communication, really watch that too, because that's ego. That's the old paradigm as well, right? The new you, the new way in which you show up lovingly, self-lovingly, standing in your light, being your worth, owning this choice, crossroad by crossroad by crossroad up ahead, that you really focus on the visualization of how could you be in the new way? How could you be more of the expression of love? How can you be more that light embodiment of yourself? Where is your balance, right? You have to, of course, take care of yourself. Make sure your cup is full. Make sure you are self-caring, self-supporting. Yes, listening to yourself, trusting yourself. And also, where do you want to push yourself? Where do you want to support yourself to just be a little bit more courageous? Where do you want to really give yourself that pep talk to do it because you are enough? Because you as the light are enough, right? Where do you need to just give yourself a little bit of the benefit of the doubt that you will know? You will know when you get to the next step. You will know when you get to the next challenge. You will know when you get to the next crossroad, right? This is not about seeing and knowing everything that lies ahead. Like we've said before, this is very much about you now practicing being your light, being the love and light being that you really are. And in practicing it, you need to be okay with not knowing. And you need to be okay with learning to trust yourself on this path, on the highest path of potential into your purpose, into your destiny. Because the more that you are practicing being your light and choosing for your light and listening to your light and being your loving self with yourself, you will also be able to be this loving self with others. Much more patient, much more compassionate, much more supportive of that. Everybody's struggling, everybody's purging, everybody's learning, everybody's growing, everybody's evolving right now, and sometimes somebody may have a step back. And then another time you might catch them when they have the 2 steps forward. And then another time they will have a step back and they will have, 2 steps forward again. So being more relaxed, right? Because the light, if you really think of yourself as being the light, you are relaxed. The light is not hectic. The light is not nervous. The light is not anxious. The light is not stressed, right? Pressuring or fixating. No. The light is the orchestration. You, the light, are the orchestration. You can relax. You can trust your timing. You can trust yourself. You can trust your journey. You can trust your unfolding, because this is the co-creation with the light. It is all happening for you. And so you don't need to know what's going to be up ahead. All you need to focus on is being in the present, being in the moment. In this way, you will choose moment by moment as you get there, and you will know. And just by you knowing that you will know and not stressing about it, you maintain an easy flow. And when you trust yourself, and maybe in this moment that you're trusting yourself, you don't have the answer, that means you need to relax more. It means you need to let go more. And maybe some old patterns are coming up that you need to let go of first, right? So here we're at an obvious crossroads again. If big stuff is coming up emotionally, or real strong old voices or stories or patterns, or real big, body memory, this needs to be dealt with first. So for you to be present to that, recognizing it as the old, recognizing that you need to purge it first. You need to drop the baggage first so you can travel lightly, so you can be in your light, right? Because the light doesn't hold on to the old baggage. The light doesn't hold on to the old energies, right? Because the light knows that this is a time of freeing yourself. You as the light know that this is a time of you moving forward lighter and lighter and lighter still, by releasing the old patterns, the old perceptions and beliefs and lacks and, limitations and fears and worries and doubts and insecurities and jealousies and ways in which you've compromised yourself and your truth. All of it now needs to be processed, properly understood, and then bless it, and you release it, and you choose to not choose it any longer, and you give it back to the light, and you say, there you go. I send you back to the light. I release you, I neutralize you, I transform you now into light alignment. And then from here, you may need to give yourself another moment, another little breather before you have fully cleared and fully transformed and fully opened yourself by staying relaxed and by staying grounded and by staying in your breath to then now receive the better perspective, the better way to be, feeling yourself in that truth that is arising from within your light. Perhaps, knowing and understanding, oh yeah, that's a good idea, right? When the inspired action then is shown to you in maybe the form of a download, in form of download or an inspiration or an idea or a gut or, instinctual, intuitive feeling or knowing or a vision for yourself. So when these beautiful moments of guidance come in, this is when you will feel the difference very clearly between how the old energies feel and between how the new energies feel, the higher vibing ones of higher values, higher beliefs. Yes? Much deeper and more powerful sense of self and worth, and that yes, you are this light, and that yes, you are choosing your light, and yes, you're still having to practice it, and yes, you're still having to Play with it. Not only clearing the old continuously, but then trusting that time, that timing, that divine timing, that you will know and you will have the inspiration and you will get the downloads or guidance that you need in order for you to choose that path that is taking you deeper and deeper and deeper and more fully into your destiny, into your highest path of potential, into your fulfillment of your soul's highest intentions for this lifetime of high values, high standards, highest reverence for yourself, for all other beings, for Mother Earth, for all animals, for all that exists, right? Because that is the power of you. You are pure love. You are pure light. And so understand there is no switch. It's a journey. It's coming up against a crossroad. And another one, 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 because we get to deepen. We get to deepen with every time that we recognize an old energy and we address it and we neutralize it and we heal it and we clear it and we purge it and we transform it. And then we've created more clarity again to receive the information that is high vibrational and yet another level of high frequency to then grow into and choose into and feel into and embody into. And so therefore, the more relaxed you stay, there really is no limit to how clear and how joyous and how strong and how empowered and how aligned and light embodied and light identified you can be. So don't put a stop to it. Don't have an end all be all, but really allow yourself to be flexible and flowing with it all, knowing that this is going to be a fantastically exciting time ahead, regardless of how the world is purging, regardless of how the world is showing darkness at large. You focusing onto yourself is the greatest gift that you can give this planet and this ascension, like I've said in just one of the previous episodes. And so I am here for you and with you, holding space for your transformation and for your journey as you keep coming up against crossroads and relaxing with them. You know, pop up a tent, cook a meal, make a fire, relax. You will know. All you have to do is stay in your breath and in your grounding and know that you can trust yourself. And with that knowing, you are setting the intention and you're activating this next step, this next level within your light. Because your light is you, and you're here to work with you and to support yourself in your ascension process. It's very beautiful. It's very simple. But not always hard, not always easy to do. Nevertheless, it's very simple. And it's going to get easier and easier and easier. And from here, I am thanking you. I am sending love and light blessings to you and yours. Sending hugs and kisses. Thank you for your light, for your love, for your presence and your energy here on earth. Ciao for now.